Hey guys, how you doing? You might not know where I am today. I'm right now at the border of Maryland and Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're doing a little road trip up to Maine in my new car. That's right, my new car. Do you know what's great about having a new car? Do you know what's the best part? Is that 10 minutes after you drop your mom off at the airport, you get this. Can you see this? I got some choice words for the trucker in front of me who had the rock that came up and hit me. It sounded like a gunshot went off. This was outside of Baltimore. Go figure, right? So we're taking a little breather right now. After the gunshot to the car, the rock, because YouTube's going to be like, we stopped at the first rest stop here in Pennsylvania, and I'm stretching my legs, and then we're heading north. Now, true to form, though, I don't know if it's true to form, but we'll say it this way. This is going to be an interesting drive. It is 4th of July weekend here, which is a major holiday for people that are not aware, who might be from other parts of the world watching this. So that's a factor with traffic. The most direct route would be the Garden State Parkway, cut up 95 and head, but even on a regular Friday, that is nuts. So we are going to go through the mountains of Pennsylvania, through the mountains of New York, zigzag into Vermont and in New Hampshire, and eventually, sometime tomorrow, I will get to my new home in Maine. So join me, and let's see what this part of Americana is like, or in the very least, you can see somewhat of a road trip. All right, let's go. Ooh, look at this. You know, I was just about to skip out, and then I see this beautiful bike. So we're going to go into the visitor center real quick, which makes no sense. I've never done this before all these years, but, you know, you guys got to see. Whoa. That was weird. So, for people that aren't used to the States, it's an automatic door. When you drive through, you can always get brochures for different locations, different things to do. So this is a Harley Davidson right here. Look at this. It's a good looking bike. It's awesome. Come on, automatic door. There you go. Now, one thing that I'm not used to doing, see, when I was in Poland, it was a different situation. I didn't mind just talking, but it's sort of like an awkwardness because I don't feel like having conversations right now. Hey, look, guys, we found a fairy garden right here. I think these are people that just dropped off stuff from the over the years, but it's a cute little fairy garden. So this way, when they're traveling, they have somewhere to live, somewhere to sleep. I should mention, you know, again, this is more for my overseas viewers. Different regions, you have different aspects. There's different regions in the United States. All have kind of a different little bit of a flavor. So, case in point, a little bit more conservative where we just crossed into from Maryland, which is a little bit more liberal. So, it's all relative, of course. You get the pockets, but for specifically for where we are, though, you know, they don't really see a lot of people with cameras walking in and out of stuff, out of stores. But because we're in the beginnings of the good old Amish country, which, if we had time and we weren't doing a road trip, meaning I wasn't trying to get up to Maine itself, we actually would be pulling off. I'd take you on some farm roads, go churn some butter, but not today. We're going to get back on the highway, heading to Harrisburg, maybe stop off at McDonald's. Well, I got all excited that I thought I was filming, and you know what? If you don't click the right button, folks, it doesn't work. So we're just north of Harrisburg. We're on 81, and it's starting to open up because we just passed the state trooper. If you look ahead where it's all smoky, that's from the wildfires in Canada, and it's blown down here into Pennsylvania, creating a similar air quality that I was used to when I was in Krakow in the winter. So, needless to say, not a good time. I'm trying to take in the smoke air. It's crazy to just think, like, it's supposed to be America the Beautiful, but look over here. You can't see the beautiful, you just see the apocalypse, folks. That's what I think it is. Never been at this rest stop before. I won't say it's exciting, because it's not. But I was getting stiff. It's like you just sit and drive, and it's stressful. I'm not used to being on the road again. And after my wonderful flight on from Reykjavik, the 7.5 hours crammed into a middle seat because they swapped out planes and I got screwed, my body's not feeling too great. But it is what it is. At least we got a nice red car, right? Nice red car, vibrant, keeps me rolling. So, yeah. One of the best things about being at rest stops here, water, free water, and these water fountains. And you don't have to pay to go to the bathroom either. That's one thing I don't miss about Europe at all. So, like, I literally can just take, well, yeah. Well, the excitement never ends. We are in the Poconos right now. Look, Claws and Paws Animal Park. Woo! I wish I could have shown you some of the signs I passed. I passed this one sign that says, she got crabs. It was for a seafood restaurant, but, like, come on. Hold on, let me turn this down. And, just trying to make good time. I mean, but really not. I mean, right now it's 1:30. I got another half hour until I get out of this state, and then I'll be in New York. So, traffic's not that bad over here, but that's why you take the 81. For people that are like used to traveling up and down the eastern seaboard, going 81 to 84, you also avoid like all of the tolls. So that's what we're doing, and getting hungry. Definitely getting hungry. Wow, I'm really giving you guys some variety in your views today. We are in Port Jervis, New York. We just crossed the Delaware River, and I'm getting gas because gas is cheaper here at $3.35 a gallon. Plus, there's a McDonald's that I wanted like 4 hours ago, but now I'm getting now. So we'll fill up because it's really exciting to do that, and then do the next slog through New York State. And I'm trying to thread the needle, if you will, with traffic. So, good times. I think there's a stop that I need to do up ahead. What do you guys think? I think I need to stop here. Yeah, I think so. Well, that was, I know that was pretty cool how all I showed you from McDonald's was the stop signs. But, I didn't go in. And then what I decided to do was I decided just to eat in the car. And let me tell you, I got spoiled when I was in Poland. The McChicken that I had, it tasted like rubber. It tasted like that they just reheated it in the microwave, and it was disgusting. And even the mocha frappe, this is my delicious drink that I used to have all the time, that I haven't had it in 11 months. I got a medium, and it's like it's too sweet, and yeah, I just don't like it. So, well, Poland, you changed me. I don't think I'll be able to have the McDonald's here again. Ever again. What else? Almost to, I wanted to film more and show you guys more of the route on the road, but it's really hard to drive safely and have the camera on. Not to mention it's a hands-free state. Well, pretty much like all of these states. So I don't know how it is in like the rest of Europe, for example. I know in Poland, I feel like I saw everyone on their phone all the time, even when they were driving. But here, if you get hit, and my fellow Americans that are watching this, yeah, like you just can't do it unless you want to pay the fine, etc., etc. I forgot how much I hate this specific rest stop and their bathrooms, but besides the point, yeah, because, you know, this makes this the best driving, walking, well, we haven't done any walking yet, but best vlog ever, because here's my random story from the bathroom. So I walked in, and obviously I'm not going to film. That's really, really creepy. But when you walked in, they had a couple urinals. They had 2 smaller stalls, and then they had a giant, it was like a handicap stall. Well, in one of the stalls, there was 6 feet. One was wearing pink. I'm willing to bet, I know, sorry, pretty sure it was a little girl. Then you have one with blue for clogs, which was probably a little boy. And then you had the dad, who, they were all in the same stall together. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you just use the giant handicap one, as opposed to being crammed into a stall that was half the size of that for the picnic table right there? But anyway, that's America for you. Which just brings up greater questions, where I always wonder, like, if a family bathroom is available, why don't you just use that? Because they did actually have that here. It's kind of a weird thing. And what is an appropriate age? This is for you guys, the viewers. What do you think is an appropriate age that someone can go to the bathroom by themselves? What do you think? 5? 4? 6? You tell me. Curious. I know, these are some really deep, important questions that one must always ask themselves when they're on a road trip. I mean, this isn't like a random noise. Alright, so here, you want to see what some traffic looks like? I just got on 87 in New York, which was kind of funny in its own right, because I don't have an Easy Pass. So what they do is they take a photo of your license plate, and then I assume that'll be sent to my mom. So surprise, Mom, because I don't have it right now. But anyway, yeah, hopefully this will pick up again. But you know, it's 4th of July weekend. I mean, well, 4th is on Tuesday, but it's a Friday night, so people are going up to their mountain homes or their seasonal homes or whatever. So it's just this is what you get, and this is commonplace regardless in the summer, not only in New York but everywhere. Oh, and I saw a sign for it in New York State anyway. If you're caught texting on your phone 3 times, you lose your license. So for people that are tempted, just make a note. It's a little bit different than other parts of the world. So, yeah. So good times here, or maybe not. It's just a lot of driving. I don't even know if I said it at the beginning. It's like, so this entire drive is about 600 miles, maybe 650, but it's over 1,000 kilometers. So I was hoping to get a good bulk of it done for today and only have like 4 hours on day 2, but we'll just see how it goes. I got another 4 hours, I think, in me that I can handle it, but which would get me out of New York, and out of Massachusetts for that matter. So we'll see. Well, we said goodbye to New York, finally, and have come to one of the best states in the entire United States. Place of my birth. No other than, drum roll please, Massachusetts, of course. Love Massachusetts. We're going to sneak in this way, not that it really matters. We're all going into the entrance. I'm going to grab a slice of pizza pie done the right way, the Papa Ginos way. I do have a bias, though. I worked at Papa Ginos during my college years as a line cook, so yeah. But it's nice to be back. Well, I actually stopped. We're going to sit in here in the food court, take a look. Giant food court here, right next to the Gulf. Gas station, get your petro. But what we got, as I said as promised, some Papa Ginos. I got 2 slices, 2 magnificent slices. Look at this right here. See this baby? That's right. And some orange crush, because why not, right? So let's take a slice. I mean, let's take a bite of the slice, and you can see my reaction to eating a little bit of home. It's so good. It's so nice. Oh, and unlike my Polish pizza, weird, you guys actually have sauce on this. Huh. Go figure. It's funny because having worked at Papa Ginos, I can tell you they make more money when they use less sauce, because actually out of these ingredients, the sauce is the one that can cause a lot of price fluctuation. So when I worked for them, I remember one of the managers, when they would put one ladle down when they make the slice, when they make the pizza pie, they said you didn't want to use more than that because it would cut into their bonuses. But between the oregano and the different spices they use and this awesome mozzarella, you can't beat it. Good to be home. That was really, really good. And it reminded me of a couple stories, and actually I'm going to kind of weave right here so you can see this. So, like, we have this car right here. You see this lady? Well, she and her kid were actually leaning on my car because, you know, that's what my fellow Americans tend to do. They're kind of, I actually remembered that this is YouTube. I was about to swear, but some people are super inconsiderate. So, like, this guy right now, he's inconsiderate because he's already in the middle lane. And what's stupid, like, where the cars drive by, so what he should be doing is he should just pull forward into another spot for the parking spot, but it's too inconvenient for her to get the child in. So instead you see, like, this van just had, like, a tough time getting around. But what I was going to say is, this is such an American thing, because when I lived in the Lakes region, I went running with this woman, and we stopped at, like, a park and ride, and she put her car there, and then she got in my car, and we drove to where we were going to run. But anyway, when we came back, there were two guys sitting on the hood of her car. They were just having a good time, having beers, and I looked at them, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, we're just hanging out. I'm like, okay, so where's your car? And their car was right next to this girl's car. It's like they just were using her bumper as a seat. And I'm like, are you serious? I was pissed. I was more upset about it than she was. Like, she's like, come on, let's just go. But that's something that I didn't really see when I was in Europe. That's definitely more of there's sort of this entitlement thing going on here. And that was from 3 or 4 years ago. And now we just saw it here too with, you know, God forbid these people just pull up a little bit. So anyway, the adventure continues. We are now heading to Vermont. Yeah. Well, whew. It's like 6:45 now. So I've been driving for over 10 hours, if you count when I left with my mom. And we are now in Vermont. Almost to the New Hampshire border, which was the goal for the day. Don't know where in New Hampshire I'm stopping tonight, but made it pretty far. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a moment because I wanted to show you what I love about specifically this Vermont rest area is they made it quintessential Vermont right here. If you look out, they mowed the grass. They have little rusted pieces of that you would have used probably in the 1800s. It's just very, very scenic, and they did a great job with it. And their rest area is actually, it's like a giant barn that they did. So it's really cool. They even did this, which is nice too. Look, so you got your little scene, some action. I think I want this for my house. And if I can't get this, I have a new friend. His name's Norton. He's right here. Hey, Norton. You want to come with me? Maybe. Now, you do realize this whole tour, this whole drive, it's not like I've been able to give you much. It's more of just little snippets. I mean, even for Vermont, which is the map right here, we literally are just in this little blurb and we're going right out. And really, the only thing you're seeing is this beautiful barn. But I want to show you this right here. See, they have this beautiful open view looking right out onto the meadow. So if you were on a drive and you had to take a little breather, this is like the perfect rest stop right outside of Brattleboro. But your quintessential Vermont and also parts of New Hampshire are these up here, the covered bridges. And in the future, I'll make sure to give us a proper tour, and we'll go through some. It's funny, I can tell that it's after being in my car all day with the air conditioning, even though the sun hasn't set yet here, you can feel the humidity seeping in because we're right near the Connecticut River. That's our next landmark. We'll see if I can film it as we drive across the bridge into New Hampshire. And then I had a guess. I got to figure out where I'm going to spend the night. That's kind of the next fun part. But welcome to Vermont. All right, so we're in Brattleboro, Vermont, and we're just looping around right now. And I cross underneath this little bridge, or this little I Love Rusty sign up here. And we're going to go across the Connecticut River and into New Hampshire, my home state. And where some people actually park to the side, and I guess we could do that, we're not. We're going to just go across the bridge. I'm running out of steam. But you can look over there. If who knows what it looks like. It might look good, it might not. I don't know. But we're in New Hampshire now, and that is a good thing. Whew. Wow, I just got into the hotel. It's been like, I had 13 hours of driving. I wanted to stop like an hour and a half ago, right after I crossed into the border, but it was the hotel that I saw, I wasn't willing to spend like $200 for a crappy hotel. So I kept driving, knowing it would be at least another hour. And I got to a bigger city, but I was like, I looked at the prices, and again, it was like, if I just went a little bit farther. So I'm actually just outside Lake Winnipesaukee. There's a river trail that is kind of funny because I've lived here for years, and I was always curious where was the side entrance for this section of the trail, and lo and behold, it's right in the parking lot of the hotel I'm staying this evening. So maybe tomorrow morning before we go, we'll go for a little walk along the river, or a run, probably a run. Maybe I'll take you guys down there. I don't know. But it's funny. It's like I can tell that I'm back in the States. I had to pay like $150 for a deposit for the room, which is like stupid. And it's not like this room is it's not great. It's not like it is what it is. But it was funny because as I walked up the stairs, I was like, what is that sound? And the room directly across the hallway, they're cranking forensic files. So where a lot of millennial women love their true crime daily, men especially like forensic files. So I'm going to bed, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. Till then. Hey guys, so it is now 6:30 in the morning, and we're cruising through the Lakes region of New Hampshire. I took a little side road. I'm going to show you the views. Hopefully it'll be nice. It's a little bit cloudy this morning, shocking, but you still can see why everyone calls this lake life. This road it's sort of one of these roads that, like, if you don't know about it, like all the tourists, they will miss this road because they'll go up on the, it's not a highway, but it's where you go 55. You have to go 25 here. And look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is lake life. This is what I missed when I was away. And I get it, you know, the fog's out right now on Lake Winnipesaukee, but, you know, you can't, there's something said about the peace and serenity of this area. Now, there is a park over here where you see down there, it's completely quiet. That is known as Be'alakoya, and Be'alakoya is beautiful. If you're like a camper, meaning if you have like a Winnebago or like an RV or whatever, they have campsites there. But I remember going like as a kid, and it literally is one of the best spots. And it's funny, right now they have all these no parking signs, so it kind of sucks because what you could do, and a lot of people do this depending on the time of year, not really so much in the summer, but what they do is they will just park on the side, and then you just walk in and you enjoy your time at the, on the water. Now, a proper Jonathan video would have to entail a little bit of walking, right? So we've swooped down a little bit from around the lake, and then we're gonna end up crossing into Maine soon. But I stopped in Alton Bay, just a great traditional American lake town. There's Pop's Clamshell right here. If you want fried seafood, you cannot go wrong. I know, it sounds like a walking advertisement, but their clams are amazing. And I've been going there since I was, like, basically born. But what I wanted to do is got a little Dunkin' Donuts here, because, you know, if you're doing a proper New England tour, once you get up here, you got to have some munchkins. And I promised my favorite blogger, Into the Bloom, Miss IntoTheBloom.com, that I would have some for her. So we have some munchkins. But before we do that, you see this little structure right here? This is really cool. If I remember right, this actually used to be the railroad station. So back in the day, well, back in the 1850s, this was a transportation center where instead of using the stagecoach, the railroad came up this far, and you'll see little glimpses of it when you go through the town. So now they use this building. It kind of it's a visitor center, and for people that are going to get on to the Mount Washington, there's a steamship. They'll take you to all the ports in New Hampshire's biggest lake. So before we go out on the dock, let's have our Dunkin'. So we had some different flavors today. For people that don't know what a munchkin is, it is the whole of the donut. So this is glazed. Oh, a little bit of raspberry in it. Nice. When I was living overseas, it sucked because I went to the Dunkin' in Germany. They didn't have these. And what was stupid is, it was the Dunkin' Donuts was right across from the U.S. Embassy in Berlin, so I just assumed it would be good. Now, this one's going to be heaven. This is a chocolate one. Cheers. Oh, I missed you. I missed you. And last but not least, the glazed. So, I got a variety pack of 10 for $3. It's not glazed. It's blueberry. Score. I want to give you a better history lesson, so I apologize for misspeaking a few seconds ago. So, they take the train from Dover up to here. And once they got up here, then they would hop on the steamship, or they'd take a stagecoach to wherever they were going to be. There was a railroad line that went from here to Lakeport, where I actually used to live, and that ran from 1890 to 1935, because this has always been like the tourist spot. So here, let's go out on the dock real quick. I know, I seem very excited. This is like how I usually am when I was in Poland and I'd see something for the first time and you get all giddy. I mean, but look at this. Wish you guys could smell the air. So this is just one part of the lake, obviously. This is, as I said, this is Alton Bay. And really, I'd say it's the gateway to other parts of the lake for obvious reasons. This is probably one of the more congested areas, meaning it's a busier one, because all the roads kind of go through this little tiny route over here. And if you're going to go to Laconia or to Meredith, some of the other ports to Center Harbor, you would have to go through this part. But anyway, what a beautiful morning. I don't care about the clouds. Doesn't bother me one bit. It's good to be home. On the New Hampshire Maine border, if you're taking back roads, you will come across this place called the Patricia and Charles Watts Conservation Center. Found this a few years ago when I was out just exploring. I was in the town of Effingham, and now it's a unofficial landmark for me where I will get off the beaten path for a little bit and go for a walk down towards the river to get a little bit of serenity. And it's crazy, I'll tell you this much. This is the Swift River, if I remember right. Or it's the Ossipee River. I always call them the wrong thing. But clearly they've gotten a bit of rain, because I don't think I've seen it this swift in a while. Look at this. Look at the current. Now, if you're a kayaker, this is a dream. If you want to go swimming, good luck. Good luck. But but what I like about being here, we'll walk down a little bit. It's a quiet spot. And I think that's the thing, is like when you get out of the city, when you get out of, I mean, we started our journey in the Baltimore area with the rock to my windshield and all the traffic and same thing. But then, you know, you get to other parts of the United States and this is what you get instead. You get beautiful nature. So I should be getting back on the road. I still have like two hours left of driving until I made it to my final destination in the central part of Maine. But I thought you might want to see one of my stomping grounds. And while, of course, there are, you know, your quintessential little communities worth walking around, this wasn't one of those trips. But in the weeks that follow, we will be going to different towns. We'll actually be walking, going in and out of churches, trying little cafes. This morning and yesterday was literally just getting on the open road and heading north. But look at this. It's beautiful. And during like the fall weather, it's even better. Wow, I have never seen I have seen the river like this, usually in spring. Guess it means we're not in a drought. Well, we are almost to our final destination. I just walked out of Walmart. I would have filmed it for you, but boy, was that a cluster. And I don't mean the items I bought. I just mean, you really forget that Walmart really is a cross-section of all of Americana. And I must say, I was looking at some sleeveless numbers and seeing what Hawaiian shirts they had, but I was too grossed out by the amount of money I was spending to get settled in my new place that I was like, no, not today, not today. So anyway, we are in Augusta, Maine now, and we're almost to the final spot of this road trip. Almost. So hours and hours of driving. We managed to get to vacation land. Not only to vacation land, but to Great Pond. So, thank you for tagging along for this trip. Sorry again that I couldn't give you the snippets you probably were looking for, but let me show you why people come up to Maine for the summer. So check this out. It's a great pond. It's a great pond. So I'll leave you with this image. thank you again for coming along, and we'll see you guys soon, all right?
Peace.